Steve, you are currently in the lead. So 55% of the vote is currently in for your race. And our John King was going through the rules in California, why this whole process by law takes a long time. But so you're currently in the top spot. In the past, later votes that were counted tended to lean to Democrats. Do you think that your early lead could vanish? And if so, are you still at this point, or are you confident that you're going to be in that top two necessary to advance no matter what?
Yeah, you're right, Erin. There used to be this phenomenon known as the red mirage, looking good for Republicans on election night, and then it slowly disappears. I think that the scale of our lead, not so much over Javier Becerra, who's in the second position. What really counts is the gap between myself and the person in third place, Tom Steyer, because, of course, it would be nice for me to finish first after all the votes are counted. But what really counts is just being in the top two so we can advance to the general election and make the case for change. It really seems very implausible now for Tom Steyer and Javier Becerra both to overtake me. So we're pretty confident that I will be in the top two and able to argue for change in November.
So, look, Trump's praise of you today was obviously glowing. You and I talked the other day, and, you're happy to have that support, I know, and, you see yourself as wanting to work with the president. Chad Bianco, though, is another Republican candidate for governor. So I've been looking at his numbers. He's obviously at the bottom. It is obviously seems impossible at this point that he would be a contender. But he said this yesterday.
There is no world imaginable where Steve Hilton wins in the November election, not only because he's a Fox News host, but because he's endorsed by the president. How does that work in California? It doesn't work.
Dave Wasserman, I know you've been so busy, you probably didn't hear this, but he was on the block before, going about various states. He's obviously with the Cook Political Report. Mm-hmm. And he said, and I quote, Steve, "This race seems like it is effectively over. There is no way a Trump-endorsed Republican is going to win the general election. So the victor here is Becerra." What do you say to Dave Wasserman, who's obviously his job is handicapping these things, and Chad Bianco, who's a Republican like you who ran against you?
I think they're very different categories. I think that is, let's start with Dave Wasserman. Of course, that's the conventional wisdom. I totally understand that. And that's how it has been in California. So it's not surprising that someone who doesn't actually live here would say that. But if you do live here, if you experience what's going on in California, then I think you'll pick up a real sense of more than frustration, even rage against what's been happening here. You've got 56% of Californians now saying that the state is moving in the wrong direction. Real frustration with the fact that we pay the highest taxes in the country and get some of the worst results. And so I think that actually this year could be different. There's another really important thing to bear in mind, which is that there's a ballot initiative that's going to be on the ballot in November for voter ID. And that's a very popular initiative right across the board. Republicans and Democrats and independents. And I think that's going to help drive turnout in a way that's helpful to us. So I think looking at basically the record of the Democrats after 16 years in power and the fact that we got the highest gas prices, highest cost of living on everything, highest poverty rate, highest unemployment rate, the crime, the homelessness, all these things. And you've got a candidate in Javier Becerra, if it's him, who's explicitly saying that he doesn't think that there's anything that's been done he disagrees with and isn't offering any kind of change. I think that we will have a shot at winning. I don't think it's going to be easy, but we're going to work very hard because we can't let California continue down this path of decline. As for Chad Bianco, look, it's tough to lose an election, and I think that in the moment when that happens, people say things that reflect their state of mind. But I think on reflection, we'll be able to work together, and that's very much my hope that Chad and I and everyone who wants change, even perhaps some of the Democrat candidates who lost, like Matt Mahan, the mayor of San Jose, we can work together to make things better for Californians.